What's going on, guys? JTails here with another competitive tutorial guide on Charizard, as you can see here. And we're just gonna go to on it since that is a stage where we can see more clearly. Alright, so Charizard is one of my favorite characters actually, especially since he's gotten buffed. I just have so much fun using him. You already know, when I get some spike KOs or early KOs, I go, Charizard, you monster. So basically, Charizard's really good. The reason I think he's so good is because he deals a lot of damage. Like, for example, jab, 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 that's 12%. So if Charizard can kill characters at around 80, he only needs to hit people maybe 8 to 12 times. You only need to hit your opponent 8 to 12 times per stock. See this forward smash at the ledge? That's going to kill Donkey Kong, which means it'll kill any character if you hit a forward smash at the ledge. So my point being is that Charizard is going to be a character who benefits read-based players. Someone who's good at reading their opponent and getting their hits in is going to do very well. Is going to do very well with Charizard basically, because I only have to hit you a few times, whereas a character like Sheik has to make, even though she's faster and she has better tools to make those reads, Sheik would have to make probably twice the amount of reads that a Charizard player is going to have to make in the matchup. She has to land that many more hits. So let's get started with some of his basics. All his smashes deal 16 to 17%. Forward smash does 17, up smash does 16, and down smash does 16. And they all KO. So if depending on your opponent's weight, if they're above anywhere between, let's say, 120 to 130, they're dead. They're like, this up smash is gonna kill them. The down smash at the ledge is gonna kill them if they're at the right percent. So if you make the right read, you can get those early KOs. Not even talking about his spike, which is super good too. It's one of my favorite moves. His alright, well, going into it. So his up throw is also a KO move. It deals 11%. So if you want, you can use this early on, but definitely the best throw to use early on is his down throw, because it leads into follow-ups. You can get down throw into fair, and if you fast fall it, you can get another follow-up after that. Down throw, fair, fast fall, oops. So, for example, down throw also into up air works too, and then you can follow up from there. But one of my favorites is just down throw, fair, shield, grab again, down throw, fair, shield, grab again, if they fall into you. Now, if they use their double jump, they're going to have to figure out a way to kind of come back, basically. And I'm dead. You want to be very careful with Flare Blitz. You don't want to do it off stage unless you know it's going to hit. But generally, you want to save Flare Blitz for on stage. Flare Blitz is good for going through projectiles and then hitting your opponent. But definitely, like, down throw fair is its bread and butter at low percents, just simple things like that. Flamethrower is also really good for, especially at the ledge. Flamethrower is going to give you a good 10%, a good 10 to 12%. So on top of getting jab, 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 you can also do something like B reverse, flamethrower. Just, you want to get as much damage as you can. Like, all those little hits that I'm doing, it's going to add up in the long run, so that I can then work on getting my forward smash or work on getting my up throw, basically, eventually. But every little hit you do with Charizard is going to add up. Even the pummels from the grab. Up throw is not going to kill Donkey Kong that early, but probably the next up throw might do it. Yeah, definitely going to do it. Yeah, so Donkey Kong at 150, you can kill lighter characters at about 120. So it's a little weaker than Ness's back throw, basically. And the good part is, if you're playing in a competitive scene and there are stages with platforms, it'll kill earlier. So the up throw, Charizard's up throw will kill on Battlefield at around 80 or 90 if you hit the top platform. because that creates less distance for you to go to the top of the screen, if that makes any sense. So yeah, basically at neutral with Charizard, I'm looking to space short hop forward airs, and forward air is auto cancelable, meaning that you have no end lag when you land, or almost none. If you do it with correct timing, you can do things like short hop fair into jabs, short hop fair into down tilt, oops, down tilt. So just like you can play the spacing game with Charizard and play the footsie game, neutral air is also a very safe move. It's just kind of like you can retreat nair and move in with nair, but it can be shield grab, so you want to be careful. Usually what I like to do is I like to space my nair back and then come in with a grab after that. Like, I'll use it to bait my opponent and then come in and grab them and then get my up air. It's important after doing the down throw. If you want to get up air, you have to run forward a little bit first. Run forward and then jump up air. And then from there you can actually anti-air with up tilt or up smash and kind of not let your opponent land, you know? You want to keep them juggled as much as possible. What else? After back throw, you can move almost immediately. Look how fast I put up my shield after the throw's finished. So at like lower percents, you can just apply pressure, like back throw into up smash, back throw into jump flare blitz. Like he has a lot of possibilities. It's really nice. And that was a very early KO. Did you guys see that? Oops. But it's not easy to land. So it's not a setup that you want to rely on, because your opponent can actually, most of the time, like, act out of back throw. But if they don't see it coming, that's a free kill at, like, what was that, 60% on Donkey Kong? So little things like that are I think what make Charizard so good. He has 1, 2, 3. He has 3 jumps if you count his initial jump from the ground. 1, 2, 3. So you want to always be counting those jumps so you don't go too far off stage going for spikes and then you can't recover. But yeah, generally his back throw and forward throw both deal 10%. His up throw deals 11, and it's also a kill throw, and his down throw is the main like combo setup throw that you wanna mainly be using to rack up that damage. And once they're too high for any follow-ups, once their percentage is too high, then that's when you start going for forward throw, back throw. You go for positional throws. So now they're off stage and you can look for a spike, or they grab the ledge, so you can look for a rock smash or a flamethrower. You can put them in bad positions, basically. So that's what I do. If I'm by the ledge, I'm going to back throw them. And if I'm over here, I'm going to forward throw them. But at any other percents, lower percents, I'm going to be using down throw and just getting my forward air in, getting my damage as everywhere that I can. And like I said, flamethrower is just so good. Landing with flamethrower, people don't expect that, especially if you B reverse it. People will let go of their shield because they're going to try and punish you, and you'll get that free 10%, you know? So that's something to consider. And then once they're at KO percent, that's when I go for my up throw. I'm like, alright, well, you're dead already, so all I need is a grab, and then boom, they're dead. So jab, jab, jab deals 12%. Forward tilt deals 10%. Down tilt, I think, also deals 10. Yeah, so his moves either deal 1/5 of a stock, which I want to say is 20% is about 1/5 of a stock, since he can kill at around 100, or 1/6 of a stock. So that's roughly 20%, and then his tilts and his jabs deal 10%. So that's basically 1/10 of a stock. So looking at Charizard in this way, you can actually count in your mind how many hits do I need to land before they're ready to die to up throw, before they're ready to die to forward smash, before, a back air will kill them. Back air is also a really good, it's a really strong move, and it has really good range too. Look at that. And it kills. So back air is a very underlooked move as Charizard. It has great range. It's disjointed. So that's really good. It's a good move to use. His up smash and up tilt, his wings actually can't be hit. So if let's say Link is coming down with a down air, I can just up smash him, and his sword will not hit my wings. Depending on my timing, if my timing's on point, I'm going to hit Link before he's able to hit me. Because my wings are not attached to my body, they're not a part of my body, so they're invincible, basically. So you can use this to space out, and it's really good. Like I said, Flare Blitz is also a great KO move, so you can get that read, that's also really beneficial. The thing about Flare Blitz is that it gives you damage, and that's why I'm not too big of a fan. If it hits something, it deals more damage to you, and if you miss, it only deals 5%. But even still, it's like it racks up damage. So in custom moves, I use Dragon Rush. That's the only custom move I use with Charizard because it has less end lag, and it doesn't hurt him at all. So if you're playing with customs on, I highly recommend Dragon Rush. But Flare Blitz is just super powerful. What else? But yeah, definitely down throw into up air is solid. It gives you good damage. And down throw into up smash on bigger characters. But yeah, juggling people. His up air also kills very early. His up B, I can't stress enough, especially if you do it high up, will kill. And it has super armor, meaning that if Donkey Kong was to attack me and I up B, I can actually armor his attack. Let's see if I can demonstrate that. Oh, he's not attacking me. Nope, he's not in the mood. Well, and it kills pretty early. But basically, like, if your opponent's coming down with an attack, you can use your Rock Smash or up B to kind of armor the hit and get the KO. If you look at my Charizard combo video, I actually do that to a Greninja who is coming down with his down air, and I armor through it, and then I up B him for the kill. No way I can react to that. But yeah, so against characters like Sheik and, you know, Fox, characters who are going to shoot projectiles, that's when Flare Blitz becomes really useful, because if you can read when they're going to shoot their projectile, you can just armor through it and hit them. Rock Smash is really good for coming down with. If you're trying to find a place to land, you can use Rock Smash because it also has super armor. So the only thing that beats Rock Smash is like a pivot grab. If they get behind you and they grab you from behind, because all these little rocks everywhere is going to interrupt them. And you have super armor. So you can't receive knockback while using Rock Smash. But you will take damage, so that's something to consider. All the super armor is going to still hurt you. It's going to give you percentage, but you won't die. See that? I armored the hit. So Rock Smash is pretty cool in that way. What else? His taunts are OP. JK. But yeah, but my main game is short hop fairs, jab jabs, down tilt. You know, I'm spacing out my opponent and getting as much pokes as I can. If I'm falling, I'm going to be looking for flamethrower or falling rock smash to protect myself. If they catch on, that's when I'm going to like, all right, they caught on. Let me go to the ledge and let me try and, you know, land otherwise. Neutral airs also can be pretty good for covering your landing, especially since it's so it's pretty safe. It's pretty lagless. So you can really mix up his game by just, you know, nair into grab, nair into jab, into down tilt. Reverse back air is pretty good. So while running, you can actually just turn around and back air. But you want to make sure you don't miss this, because back air is pretty laggy. So, yeah, you want to be careful with whiffing back air. I use back air to punish air dodges. If my opponent's above me and they're going to air dodge, I will either back air, wait for it in back air, or wait for it in up air, and knock them back up in the air. His dash speed's amazing as well, even though his walk speed isn't. Oh, it's not bad. But yeah, the name of the game is you want to survive longer than your opponent, and you want to outread them. But Charizard isn't too much of a combo character. Like I said, I pretty much showed a lot of his combos. You can do jab jab into grab. I've also seen jab jab into up B, and that's a really nice setup as well. Depending on your opponent's percentage and their weight and all that. But yeah, I love the fact that back throw, you can actually just follow it up pretty quickly right afterwards. So that's really cool to experiment with. And his spike, don't even get me started about his down air. His down air, the hitbox on it is amazing. It meteors very well, meaning you can't really get out of it. It's just a really good down air. I think it's solid. His up smash kills. Oh, another thing, you can actually slide with his rock smash. See how I'm moving forward when I do it? So you can slide with the rock smash by, what I do is I put my middle finger on the X button and my pointer finger on the B button, and I kind of like hold down, and then what you do is you kind of like slide your thumb from down to forward, and you press jump and B, and that'll kind of like very quickly jump B, and that'll jump cancel his down B, which gives him a little bit of momentum, and it moves him. Oops. Yeah, you don't want that to happen. If you miss a flare blitz like anywhere near off stage, you're dead. Like you're just dead. So you want to be very careful with off stage flare blitzes, but this is it's pretty cool because it covers distance. It's a good spacing tool. So it's like, oh, I don't think the rock smash is going to hit me, but if I move it forward, then I'll hit my opponent, you know? So it can be pretty useful, and you can just turn it around as well. So I'm literally pressing down and jump, and then forward and B. Pretty much almost all at the same time, but I'm making sure that I'm hitting down B first so I don't get side B instead. And the jump is before you press B. But yeah, you can just mess around with it, and once you start getting it, you'll learn the technique. So this is called the jump cancel rock smash. So that's pretty good. Other than that, Charizard is a monster, as we all know. Once you get your opponent off stage, that's when you want to start looking for their second jump to try and get a spike. And it's just great that Charizard has multiple jumps because you can try this a few times and then up B back to the stage. Another thing that's cool is using side B to recover back to the ledge if you're ever too far out. And you can actually do it right to the ledge. The timing is just a little strict, so you want to be careful. You want to do it in anticipation. See how there's startup on it? You want to actually be below the ledge when you do it, so that Charizard will snap on. There we go. And just keep into account that during the startup, which is like half a second, he's gonna fall a little bit lower. So you want to be careful, just not to bump your head there. But that could be pretty useful if you get the timing down. Like I said, Dragon Rush has almost no startup, so it's a little bit better in that you can just side B right to the ledge whenever you want, and you don't take damage. So if you need to, it can be pretty good for just getting out of situations and traveling a large distance. Also, side B from the ledge can be good too if people are just like camping projectiles on you. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, his forward tilt's also a great move. I like the sound that it makes when it hits. And yeah, that's it for the most part. Back throw is great because you can act so fast out of it. I've also seen at low percents people doing things with up throw, which is better with see, things like that out of up throw at low percents can work depending on your opponent's DI and their spacing. So up throw can get you some combos, but not all. So it's up to you to experiment with this and just see how much you can get. But yeah, Charizard is a solid character, and I think just don't miss Flare Blitz, guys. But I think anyone who tells you otherwise just doesn't understand the power of Charizard. And what makes him good. The fact that he only needs a few reads to actually do well. That was supposed to be an up B. I just messed up. You can influence his up B quite a bit. If you hold back on it, it'll turn him around a lot. You can move forward with it a little bit. Just he isn't very great when he's falling see how I can't really influence him very much. So it's like his recovery is all vertical. He doesn't have too much horizontal. So you want to keep that into account when you're recovering low, that he doesn't have too much horizontal there to work with. But yeah, definitely use those anti-airs, you know, once your opponent's jab jab into grab is solid. Oops, that's not going to work. But yeah, so Charizard is, I think he's a great character. I think people should put more time into him and figure out what makes him good and learn new combos and, you know, really work with the character, because he's awesome in my opinion. I do think that he struggles against certain matchups like Rosalina. It's very hard for him to approach Rosalina. Like he can't get past Luma very easily. He also has troublesome matchups against Pikachu, against Sonic, certain characters that he can't hit very well. So if you're going to be maining Charizard, I would strongly recommend a secondary character to deal with those bad matchups or those like very fast, small characters. But if you can tough it out with Charizard, then by all means, go for it. Just realize that he does have some weaknesses. Because he's so big, he gets comboed easily. He doesn't have too many landing options aside from Flamethrower and Rock Smash. So people can like kind of shield it and, you know, get behind you pretty easily and throw you back up in the air. And now you have to figure out how to land again. Some of his kill moves can be hard to land. Like, to hit someone with this forward smash is going to require a hard read. So that in those cases, he can struggle. But, you know, like, against most of the cast, he actually does fine, I think. Just against those troublesome matchups, Rosa, even Sheik can kind of give him trouble because she could just kind of shield grab a lot of his approaches and just juggle him like 0 to 50. She'll get like forward air, forward air, forward air into re-grab, into forward air, re-grab, bouncing fish. Like, she gets a lot off of him. Rosalina is just going to have a field day with her jabs and her grabs and her combos on Charizard. So like I said, you just got to work with the character, work with the matchups that are good, that are bad, and figure out what works for you. And then you'll know, okay, well, I have a lot of trouble fighting Rosa. I got to use a secondary. And if not, then maybe you figured it out. So either way, I think it's worth learning Charizard if you haven't already. Because I just think he's a whole lot of fun, that's all. So yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. As always, thank you so much for watching. And if you have a nice comment or any questions, please feel free to leave a comment for me. If there was anything that I did not answer, please let me know, and I'd be more than happy to. Thank you so much. I'll catch you guys next time. Later.